I'm once again using text-to-speech for this video. If you haven't seen the previous video explaining why, I'll explain now. I am posting scheduled uploads for a bit, so please bear with me. After this post, I'll be uploading a video next week of the gameplay footage I used in last week's video. Feel free to leave this video on in the background. This will be a shorter Storytime video. Since people seem to like when I do this content, I'll be making more. This week, my special ed classes. Firstly, I'm not sure if anyone knows, but I am autistic. It isn't as noticeable because while I do occasionally have physical stims when extremely happy or excited, sometimes when stressed or anxious, but even still it is very rare. At times, I come off as emotionless or have an apparent monotone voice. This is actually very difficult for me to manage, especially given I'm both tone deaf and a voice actor. The universe screwed me over not once, but twice. My special ed classes were kind of iffy when I went to school. Now, my brain was the size of a pea in school, and this is a joke. I was just borderline stupid at times. While my peers were learning at a normal fast pace, my brain got so overstimulated with the fast pacing that I had to be moved to special ed classes starting in 2nd grade. Around the same time, I was diagnosed with ADHD and started taking meds for a bit after. Also, part of the reason I was moved to special ed classes was because I had at one point just started walking around the classroom. At least I was doing a few side quests. Maybe, if only there was some NPC I could talk to. This was, if I'm recalling correctly, in 1st grade, by the way. 1st grader me was onto something, I think. Just imagine you're in class, and some kid gets up, starts walking laps around the class like it's gym. In 5th grade, the special ed teachers weren't really much of help, unfortunately. At this time, I was still medicated, and it felt like my brain was doing a fresh uninstall to reinstall later. It was like my brain was running Windows 98. Sometimes it froze or just outright crashed. Maybe a blue screen every here and there. The teacher I had, who I will respectfully be calling this teacher for privacy reasons, was a little bit of something. Miss Teacher, bless her soul, but honestly it felt like she was teaching dinosaurs. It felt like you asked a Windows 11 PC to update without Wi-Fi. I remember not doing my homework twice and getting written up twice for both instances. I swear this lady had a folder labeled Write UPS for Elliot, because apparently me just existing was probably worthy of a write-up. Honestly, nah, that's 100% her at this point for this instance. The reason my homework went undone those 2 times, by the way, was because I had serious headaches thanks to my meds. I couldn't really concentrate very well. This one instance was the tipping point for me. So, we were doing a group activity where it involved small whiteboards. My group's desks were in a triangle formation, like how I'm showing on screen right now. The arrows are showing which way the desks were facing. My desk is the yellow highlighted one. Now, the guys I was working with had the whiteboard between the desks, and it was facing both of them. So for me, it was upside down. The teacher had seen me trying to get up while she was giving a lecture, and she asked me to sit down. Mind you, my group partners were discussing things without involving me, and I wanted to be involved. Since they wrote something down, I wanted to make sure it was right and give my input too. I told my teacher I couldn't see the board, and she just told me to stay in my seat or I would be written up. Written up for what? Trying to see better when she knew the board was purposely upside down for me? What next? I get written up for trying to see valuable information that could save the group? Like, okay, I guess I'll just get the information from the 10th page of Google on a site with single ladies in my area on the page. So I did what I do best, and that's going against what she said to see the board better. Of course, she was actually serious and wrote me up. I ended up getting detention on a Friday of all days. Elsewise, my special ed classes were decent at best. Nothing serious ever really happened. Everything was normal,